Managing money as a student or a gig worker can feel like a constant juggling act. Whether you're trying to stretch a limited income or balancing schoolwork with part-time jobs, it can be tough to make ends meet and still save for the future. But here's the good news. Managing your money doesn't have to be as complicated as it seems. With the right tools and habits, you can take control of your finances and make your money work for you, no matter how much you're earning. In this video, I'll walk you through 10 practical money management tips that will help you keep your finances in check and set you up for long-term success. Let's get started. 10. Track every expense. The very first step to managing your money effectively is knowing where it's going. It's easy to overlook small expenses, especially when you're managing a limited budget. But those little purchases add up quickly. Whether it's buying coffee every morning or grabbing lunch on the go, tracking every expense helps you see exactly where your money is being spent. You don't need to do this manually if you don't want to. There are tons of apps that can make tracking your spending super easy. Apps like Mint, Pocket Guard, or You Need a Budget, WeMoAnab, automatically sync with your bank accounts and categorize your spending for you. This way, you can see where you're overspending and adjust accordingly. Even if you're just jotting things down on paper, keeping track of your expenses is a vital first step in gaining control over your finances. 9. Create a budget and stick to it. Once you know where your money is going, it's time to create a budget. This is where you start making your money work for you instead of the other way around. Having a budget ensures that you're not spending more than you're bringing in. The key to a budget is simplicity and consistency. You don't need a complex system, just a straightforward plan. A popular method for budgeting is the 50-30-20 rule. This rule suggests that you allocate 50% of your income to essentials, things like rent, utilities, food, 30% to non-essentials like entertainment, dining out, or subscriptions, and 20% towards savings or debt repayment. It's a great starting point, but feel free to adjust these percentages based on your personal priorities and financial goals. The most important thing is to stick to your budget and review it periodically to make sure you're staying on track. If your income fluctuates, like it often does for gig workers or students with side jobs, be flexible and adjust your budget accordingly each month. 8. Build an emergency fund. Life can throw unexpected expenses at you, especially when you least expect it. A broken phone, medical bills, or an urgent car repair can all come out of nowhere. That's why having an emergency fund is crucial. It provides you with a financial cushion to fall back on when things don't go according to plan, and it prevents you from relying on credit cards or loans when an emergency strikes. As a student or gig worker, building an emergency fund might feel like a big challenge, but it doesn't have to be. Start small. Aim for a goal of $500 to $1,000, which is enough to cover smaller emergencies. Once you've reached that goal, work towards building a larger fund with at least 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. If you can only save a little bit each month, that's okay. Just make sure you're consistently adding to it. Over time, you'll have a safety net that can give you peace of mind. 7. Save for big purchases. Another important aspect of managing your money is planning for big expenses. Whether it's a laptop for school, a vacation you've been dreaming about, or future tuition payments, big purchases can be a huge drain on your finances if you're not prepared. Instead of charging these purchases to a credit card and piling on debt, start saving for them in advance. This may mean setting aside a small portion of your monthly income for a few months or even a year to reach your goal. Use your budget to identify areas where you can cut back temporarily to make room for savings. For example, if you're planning for a vacation, you might decide to skip a couple of nights out or make coffee at home instead of buying it on the go. Saving for big purchases will not only help you avoid debt, but it will also give you a sense of control over your finances. 6. Avoid unnecessary debt. Debt can be one of the biggest obstacles to financial freedom, and as a student or gig worker, it's something you should try to avoid whenever possible. With the temptation to use credit cards or take out loans to make ends meet, it's easy to fall into the trap of unnecessary debt. However, the more debt you accumulate, the harder it becomes to break free from it. If you already have debt, whether it's student loans, credit cards, or personal loans, prioritize paying it down. Focus on paying off high-interest debt first, as this will save you the most money in the long run. If you don't have any debt yet, try to avoid taking on unnecessary debt unless it's absolutely essential, like for education or an emergency. If you need to use a credit card, always try to pay it off in full every month to avoid interest charges. 5. Automate your savings. One of the easiest ways to ensure you're saving consistently is by automating the process. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to a savings account every payday. Even if it's just a small amount, automating your savings will ensure that you're always putting something away for the future without having to think about it. Automating your savings also helps you avoid the temptation to spend that money on things you don't really need. Plus, when you pay yourself first, before spending on anything else, it creates a sense of financial discipline that will serve you well in the long term. This strategy is one of the easiest ways to ensure you stay on top of your financial goals. 4. Be smart about your student loans. If you're a student, chances are you have some form of student loans. While loans can be a helpful way to pay for school, they can also become a huge burden after graduation. That's why it's important to be strategic about how you manage your student loans. Start by understanding your loan terms, know your interest rates, payment plans, and whether you qualify for any forgiveness programs. Once you've got a handle on the basics, look for ways to reduce your loan balance faster. If you can afford it, make extra payments toward your loans, particularly on the principal. This will save you money on interest in the long run. Many loan servicers also offer income-driven repayment plans, which can help make your monthly payments more manageable. Being proactive about your loans now can save you a lot of stress later. 3. Find ways to boost your income. As a student or gig worker, you might not always have a steady paycheck. To help ease the pressure on your budget, consider finding ways to boost your income. Whether it's through a side hustle, freelancing, or picking up extra shifts, increasing your income can help you save more, pay off debt faster, and reach your financial goals sooner. If you're already working a gig job, think about how you can diversify your income streams. Maybe you can offer tutoring, sell handmade items online, or start a blog or YouTube channel on a topic you're passionate about. Increasing your income gives you more flexibility and helps you manage your finances more comfortably. 2. Make use of student discounts and offers. As a student or gig worker, you're in luck because there are plenty of discounts and offers available to help you save money. Many stores, services, and apps offer student discounts, and gig platforms often have special promotions for freelancers. Take advantage of these offers whenever you can. From discounted transportation passes to deals on textbooks, these savings can add up quickly. Don't forget to check for discounts on everyday essentials, like food, clothing, and entertainment. Apps like Student Beans and Unidays can be great tools to help you find discounts wherever you shop. Being mindful of discounts can help you stretch your money further without sacrificing the things you enjoy. 1. Plan for your future. Lastly, one of the most important things you can do is plan for your financial future. As a student or gig worker, it can be tempting to focus solely on immediate needs, but it's important to think long-term too. Start contributing to a retirement fund, even if it's just a small amount. Many gig workers and students have access to retirement savings accounts like IRAs, and the earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. In addition to saving for retirement, consider setting long-term financial goals. Whether it's buying a home, starting a business, or simply building wealth, having a plan in place will give you something to work towards. The earlier you start thinking about the future, the more secure you'll be down the road. Managing money as a student or gig worker doesn't have to be overwhelming. By following these 10 tips, you'll have a solid foundation for taking control of your finances and setting yourself up for success. Remember, the key is consistency. Track your spending, create a budget, save for the future, and be smart about managing debt. If you stick to these strategies, you'll be well on your way to mastering your money. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips on how to improve your financial future.